The six realms of cyclic existence. According to the teachings, there are six realms, or loka, of existence, in which all deluded beings exist. These are the realms of gods, demigods, humans, animals, hungry ghosts, and hell beings. Fundamentally, the realms are six dimensions of consciousness, six dimensions of possible experience. They manifest in us individually as the six negative emotions: anger, greed, ignorance, jealousy, pride, and pleasurable distraction. Pleasurable distraction is the emotional state when the other five emotions are present in equal measure, harmoniously balanced. The six realms are not, however, only categories of emotional experience, but are also actual realms into which beings are born, just as we were born into the human realm or a lion is born into the animal realm. Each realm can be thought of as a continuum of experience. The hell realm, for instance, ranges from the internal emotional experience of anger and hatred, to behaviours rooted in anger such as fighting and wars, to institutions, prejudices and biases built on hatred such as armies, racial hatred and intolerance, to the actual realm in which beings exist. A name for the entirety of this dimension of experience, from individual emotion to actual realm, is hell. Like dreams, the realms are manifestations of karmic traces, but in the instance of the realms, the karmic traces are collective rather than individual. Because the karma is collective, the beings in each realm share similar experiences in a consensual world, as we share similar experiences with other humans. Collective karma creates bodies and senses and mental capacities that allow individuals to participate in shared potentials and categories of experience, while making other kinds of experience impossible. Dogs, for example, can collectively hear sounds that humans cannot, and humans experience language in a way that dogs cannot. Although the realms appear to be distinct and solid, as our world seems to us, they are actually dreamy and insubstantial. They interpenetrate one another and we are connected to each. We have the seeds of rebirth into the other realms in us. And when we experience different emotions, we participate in some of the characteristic qualities and suffering predominant in other realms. When we are caught up in self-centered pride or angry envy, for example, we experience something of the characteristic quality of experience of the demigod realm. Sometimes individuals have a predominance of one dimension in their makeup, more animal or more hungry ghost or more god nature or more demigod. It stands out as the dominant trait of their character and can be recognized in the way they talk, in their walk and in their relationships. We may know people who always seem to be trapped in the hungry ghost realm. They can never get enough. They are always hungry for more of everything, more from their friends, their environment, their life, but can never be satisfied. Or perhaps we know someone who seems like a hell being, angry, violent, raging, in turmoil. More commonly, people have aspects of all the dimensions in their individual makeups. As these dimensions of consciousness manifest in emotions, it becomes apparent how universal they are. For example, every culture knows jealousy. The appearance of jealousy may vary because emotional expression is a means of communication, a language of gesture, determined both by biology and culture provides the variable. But the feeling of jealousy is the same everywhere. In Bon Buddhism, this universality is explained by and correlated with the reality of the realms. The six negative emotions are not meant to constitute an exhaustive list of emotions. It is pointless to argue about where sadness or fear fits into the realms. Fear can occur in any of the realms, as can sadness or anger or jealousy or love. Although the negative emotions are affective experiences that we have and are characteristic affective experiences of the realms, they are also keywords representing the entire dimension of experience, the continuum from individual emotional experience to actual realms. And these dimensions each encompass wide possibilities of experience, including diverse emotional experience. The six qualities of consciousness are called paths because they lead somewhere. They take us to the places of our rebirth as well as into different realms of experience in this life. When a being identifies with or is ensnared by one of their negative emotions, certain results occur. This is the way karma actually works. For example, in order to be born as a human, we must have been heavily involved in moral disciplines in previous lifetimes. Even in popular culture, this is expressed in the observation that it is not until love and concern for others matures that a person is considered to be fully human. If we live a life characterized by the negative emotions of hatred or anger, we experience a different result. We are reborn in hell. This happens actually that a being may be born in the hell realm, as well as psychologically. Connecting oneself to the dimension of hatred produces experiences that even in this life we call hellish. Clearly, this does not mean that all humans try to avoid these experiences. Karma may lead a person so strongly into a dimension of experience that the negative emotion becomes attractive. Think of all the entertainment full of hatred, killing, and war. We can develop a taste for it. We say war is hell, yet many of us are drawn to war. Our bias toward one or another of these dimensions can also be shaped by the culture. For instance, in a society in which the angry warrior is considered heroic, we may be led in that direction. This is an example of the cultural ignorance described previously. Although the realms may sound fanciful to people in the West, the manifestation of the six realms can be recognized in our own experience, in our dreams and waking lives, and in the lives of people near us. Sometimes, for example, we may feel lost. We know how to go about our daily routine, but the significance eludes us. The meaning is gone, not through liberation, but through lack of understanding. We have dreams of being in mud, or in a dark place, or on a street with no signs. We arrive in a room that has no exit, or feel confusion about which direction to take. This may be a manifestation of ignorance, the animal realm. This ignorance is not the same as innate ignorance. Instead, it is a dullness, a lack of intelligence. We experience something of the God realm when we are lost in pleasurable distraction, enjoying hazy periods of pleasure and happiness. But these periods eventually come to an end. And while they last, our awareness must be constricted. We must remain in a kind of superficiality and avoid looking too deeply into the situation around us. Avoid becoming aware of the suffering around us. It is good to enjoy pleasant periods in our lives, but if we do not practice, do not continue to free ourselves of constricting and erroneous identities, eventually we will pass through the period of pleasantness and fall into a more difficult state, unprepared, where we are likely to be lost in some kind of suffering. At the end of a party or a very pleasant day, there is often a kind of letdown or depression upon returning home. Or after a happy weekend, we may feel disappointed when we return to work. We all have periods during which we experience different realms. The happiness of the God realm may be while we're on vacation or on a walk with friends. The ache of greed when we see something we feel we must have. The shame of wounded pride. The pangs of jealousy. The hellishness of bitterness and hatred. The dullness and confusion of ignorance. We move from the experience of one realm to another easily and frequently. We have all had the experience of being in a happy mood, connected to the God realm. The sun is out, people appear beautiful, we feel good about ourselves. Then we receive bad news or a friend says something that hurts us. Suddenly the world itself appears to have changed. Laughter sounds hollow, the sky is cold and uncaring. We no longer find others attractive, nor do we enjoy ourselves. We have changed dimensions of experience, and the world seems to have changed with us. Just so do beings in other realms remain connected to all the realms. Both a cat and a demigod may experience anger, jealousy, emotional hunger, and so on. During our dreaming lives too, we experience the six realms. Just as the six negative emotions determine the quality of experience during the day, they shape the feeling and content of dreams. Dreams are of infinite variety, but all karmic dreams are connected to one or more of the six dimensions. Traditionally, the realms are presented as descriptions of places and the beings that inhabit those places. The hells, for example, are 18 in number, 9 hot and 9 cold hells. All the details in the traditional descriptions have meaning, but here we are focused on the experiences of the realms right now in this life. We connect to each dimension of experience energetically through an energy center, chakra, in the body. The chakras are important in many different practices and play an important role in dream yoga. And I read this excerpt from the book The Tibetan Yogas of Dream and Sleep by Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche.